Okay.
Testing.
Yeah, we're here. I'm Everett.
I'm Chloe.
And this is Less of a Mess, the only podcast where free relationship advice is worth every penny. I got it the first time. That's the tagline I came up with.
Everett came up
and
with.
She agreed to...
I'm just here, honestly.
She agreed to go with, and it'll probably change by episode 2, but that's what we're going with now because you only have an hour because you got stuff to do.
I do.
I guess we should introduce ourselves a little bit before we get into this thing.
Cool.
First of all, thank you for being my co-host.
I'm honored, honestly.
And when I say co-host, it's not like this is my thing and you're joining me. This is your thing and I'm joining you too. I straight up proposed to you to be my co-host.
You did. You did.
I said, give me your ring real quick.
Yes.
And then
You re-proposed.
I re-proposed, but this time for a podcast.
Yes, but I still had the same feelings.
That's good. I was a lot less nervous.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do we want to get into that?
And a lot less emotional.
I've never felt Everett's heart beat so fast and so out of his chest.
I didn't know
in my life.
I didn't really have a plan. That's why. It was like going on stage for a theater show or performance and not knowing your lines. You're just kind of winging it, and that's terrifying.
I hear that.
Have you ever given a presentation where you just don't know what you're about to say?
Yeah.
And people are watching you?
And you have points in your head that you think you're going to hit, and it just... I hope that paints a picture of my proposal. You blacked out. You don't even remember exactly what...
I remember. I remember. Well, yeah, I kind of remember. Uh-huh.
I remember after
do you remember what I said?
Well, now I don't fully, but I remember when we were getting on the phone with everyone to tell them the news, I reiterated the exact proposal to so many people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Word for word.
Yeah.
Now, it's been...
We've been engaged
3
for a while.
years.
We've been engaged for a while.
Since that proposal, so no, I do not remember.
Look.
And no, we're not married yet.
We really are. We
just haven't signed the papers, but... we've been living together for 7 years at this point. We can dap it up and say we're married. Is that the contract?
I would be down if there weren't such great tax breaks for when we actually do the paperwork. Mm-hmm. Because we're about to make bank in a second here. Mm-hmm. Not off of this podcast, off of actual big boy, big girl life. We're about to make some money. And so getting married actually helps us out.
Yeah.
So anyways...
that's for another episode.
Anyway, yeah, back to introductions. So I'm Everett, and I met this one when I was 22 years old, and then fast forward, now we're engaged. All right, your turn.
Yeah, I'm Chloe. I met this one when I was 20 years old. Mm-hmm. Fast forward. Now we're engaged.
I guess we should say how long it's been. It's been we just passed 10 years.
We did.
Of
in
being
April.
Together.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been good.
It has been good.
It's been solid. It's brought us here today to where we have a podcast now where we're going to be talking about our perspective.
Yeah, and not many people are in our position.
I was just going to ask you, how do you feel about our how we've gotten here and where we are in comparison to what we've seen, what we're around in LA?
I think it's rare. Mm-hmm. And I think it's special.
I think it's special too.
The fact that number one, we met in college, but number two, we're not married yet. So we're in this still getting to know you stage, I guess.
Yeah.
Of dating, if you could even say that. We're not like dating. Well, we still are, you know.
What is bro? What is dating, bro?
That's a great question.
Who knows what dating? Because there'll be some people that are like, oh, we're just dating, but I have like 5 girlfriends, or like, yeah. I'm dating.
Well, there's
that's
exclusive
my girl.
Dating, and then there's non-exclusive dating.
People don't really. Anyway, people don't ask that question. Mm-hmm. People do not ask to specify. They're like, oh yeah, we're just dating. It's like, so what else? Like, what is the commitment part? Is it dating? Right. Like, anyway, so continue.
Yeah. It is very rare because we met in college, because we've been together for now 10 years. Mm-hmm. That's a feat.
It is definitely a foot. It is definitely a podiatrist's dream.
Nice.
Oh, feet. F-E-A-T.
Nice.
Got it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny because I never really thought of, I don't really see relationships as anything else because of the way I grew up, right? My parents are still together. They're about to celebrate their 50th anniversary of being together. 50. They got together when they were 17. Known each other since they were like 11.
Elementary school.
Yeah.
Wow.
50 of being together. 40 of
being married.
Married. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I don't really know anything else. So whenever I approach a relationship, I'm like, that's what we're about to do, you know? And so what we got going on, it doesn't really surprise me because this is what I've wanted the entire time. I've never been like the other, but I will say, like, you know, being away from my parents and being out of the nest and being like moving to LA and like being around LA people, and like, I have a greater appreciation for like what we've been able to accomplish because I didn't realize how rare it really was, especially like you know, like Black parents. Yeah. You know.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like for both of our situations, because I grew up very differently than Everett did. I come from a broken home.
Yeah.
It could have gone either way for either of us.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, for you,
it could have gone like
you grew up in a 2-parent household.
Yeah.
You know, stability was there.
And I could have been the rebellious kid and been like, I don't want that.
Well, no, it could have been, your mindset could have been, oh, I'll never have that. I'll never have what they have, or like my relationship will never live up to like the expectation that I have in my head because my parents are who they are.
Yeah.
Or, which is the route that you chose.
Yeah.
Oh, my parents are an example of what I could have. You know? Whereas for me, it could have been, well, it could have been, you know, like fuck relationships altogether.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, I'll never find anyone. You know, people cheat. You know, there's no trust in anyone.
Right.
Or I could have been like, which is what this is my mindset. No, I want that stability. I want that relationship. I want a family.
Yeah.
I want to create that life for myself.
I don't want what my parents went through.
Yeah.
It worked out.
And I love my mom and my dad.
Yeah, for sure. I love your mom. Dave and Deb, homies.
Shout out.
Love them. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad honestly, that's where that's the cool part of it. It's like, it worked out. And we both literally came from being ghosted.
We did.
We had similar relationship experiences prior, like very prior to, like not very prior, but like shortly before meeting each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have to go into it, but
okay.
No, we don't. No. We don't need to. Not in episode 1. Not in episode 1.
Okay, we'll
we don't
save
need
that
to
for a
unpack
later
relationship
episode.
trauma in episode 1. But we both like recently got out of like relationship or situations. Like we just both experienced like immense heartbreak for the first time, and then we kind of trauma bonded over that
a little bit
initially, and then we kind of
we did, but we didn't.
I said a little bit.
Yeah,
I said a little bit.
I mean, when we met, I think we both had the mindset of almost like fuck it.
Yeah,
like there's nothing to lose. You know what
fair.
I mean?
That's fair. Yeah.
And I think because of that though, it was so low stakes for the both of us, and I think there is something to say about that.
Yeah,
like keeping the relationship at the beginning super low stakes. You don't have to put pressure on it.
That's true. Yeah, no, it happened very organically, and I was saying last night that like our relationship never really had like intense highs or intense lows.
Yeah,
you know that like it's been like a slow, steady incline that's like it kind of
healthy.
It's healthy and it's stable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not based off of like intense emotional experiences.
Yeah.
Like whether it's like a euphoric one or like a depressive one, like we don't have those intense spikes in our relationship. It's always, at least it's been like little up and down ticks, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and say like it's just been a slow incline.
It hasn't been smooth.
No, it has not been smooth. But there's definitely like the spikes are just way more level. You know what I mean? Like the down times have been like down, but like not devastating.
Yeah.
And the up times have been like great, but not like except for like proposal. That was pretty cool. But like and obviously there've been like big spikes, and then there have been like low lows, but it hasn't been like the point where we just like can't function with our lives. So anyway, other than that, I do graphic design, and I used to act, and I make music, and now I podcast. So that's just enough about me. What about you? We are milking this intro.
We are. It's the first episode. The people have to know who they're listening to.
This is true.
So I have been in the fitness industry for almost a decade.
Mm-hmm.
I have a background in sports medicine. And I am now in grad school for clinical mental health counseling and sport and performance psychology.
Get into the bag, baby.
So very exciting.
I'm marrying up. I wasn't for a second. She was for a hot second.
I was.
Because I was getting my master's.
Yep.
And she hadn't even started. She hadn't even thought about getting her master's. So I was like, I'm gonna be the one with the master's degree, and she's just gonna do her thing. She's marrying up, and then immediately, like after my second year, she's like, I'm gonna go get my doctorate and one up me. So it's like, sick, bro, sick. Okay, cool. So I'm once again marrying up. I've always felt that way, though. I've always felt like I'm marrying up. So, yeah, congrats on getting ready to get your doctorate.
Thank you.
And
it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a lot of work, but definitely seems like the right path for me.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah. But it's a very humbling. It's been a very humbling journey so far. That's for sure.
Yeah. It'll humble you because I just graduated with my master's a couple weeks ago.
He did.
See how just turned your thing and made it about me.
It's fine.
It's love right there.
We'll give you credit.
We're sharing the moment. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think over time they'll learn a lot more about us.
Of course.
But
all of our quirks. I am wearing fuzzy socks today.
I am wearing Birkenstocks today, as you see. Nice. I also have jeans on, which is new. But okay.
Blue jeans.
So that's just the intro. How are you feeling?
Today or just in general? Or?
Whatever. There's no right or wrong answer.
I'm feeling all right.
Okay.
I think there is, as exciting as this time is right now in our lives, there's an incredible amount of uncertainty, which has always been really difficult for me. You know.
What?
What if this was like brand new news to you?
Yeah, I know. Wait, what?
This is what I'm choosing to tell
Wait,
Everett.
really? I thought you were completely just so comfortable with where I'm at in life and where you're like, no, bro, what? We remember when there was a pandemic? Like, bro, what? When we spent 2.5 years inside, 3 years for the people that are anti-vax, anti-mask, you know, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. It's weird. I just don't understand people with that. Sorry, I just can't. I can't hide my feelings about people that are just like COVID. Blah, 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 I'm never getting it. Like, bro, it happened. It's a real virus. Like, you should probably get vaxxed. But you know, if you don't want to,
each his own.
If you don't want to
each their own.
If you don't want to, don't do it. But whatever. Your funeral. Anyway, continue.
Oh, we're coming in hot.
Yep. Yeah, hitting you with that COVID propaganda.
Oh, God.
Okay, anyway. Okay, so
I'm feeling lots of uncertainty right now. It's nice that I have an end goal, I guess. Mm-hmm. But there are many paths to get there. Yeah. And which makes it very daunting, you know.
Yeah.
But overall, like, I know that I'm on the right path. So
that was such a vague answer.
Oops.
You don't do specifics?
What do you mean?
Not yet.
I can do specifics.
We haven't built rapport yet. We haven't built up enough rapport to do specifics.
Was that the PC?
Bro,
response?
That was the Miss America response if I've ever heard one. I know that I'm on the right path, even though there are things that are uncertain. I know that everything will be okay.
My God.
Come on, girl.
Wow.
This is not rated PG, okay? This is rated M for mature. That's a video game reference.
I know.
You would know nothing about that. I bought her the Harry Potter game 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. She hasn't played it yet.
Not yet. I will.
I
need to be on a break for school.
She's in grad school. That's the excuse. It's a fair excuse. I still have to.
You should know.
I still have to play Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so I know I haven't played it yet, but there's too many PC bugs. Anyway, okay, so be specific. What's
well, I'll fine. I'll come in hot. I just lost my job at Google.
Yeah! Woo, I can't clap because the mic's in my hand. Yeah!
I was just let go.
Yeah, you were.
Of a very stable and cushy job at Google.
You know what's wild about that? Nobody has ever been let go from a job before.
Never.
You are
brand new. I'm the first.
You are the first person to ever be let go at Google.
Especially recently.
Oh my gosh, you're number one.
I'm the first.
I don't think they're ever gonna lay off anybody ever at Google. I dare somebody to prove me wrong in the comments or whatever. Just hit me up and tell me if they've laid off anybody. Anyway, I'm milking this way too much. Okay, so you got laid off at Google.
I did get laid off. Yes. Obviously not the most ideal time to be laid off.
It's the first time you've gotten laid off.
This is my very first time being laid off. Yeah.
It sucked.
It definitely did. It definitely did. I took it very personally, you know?
Do you think you took it personally because you actually enjoyed what you were doing?
I think like half and half. Okay. Like I did enjoy what I was doing, but I think it was an ego thing. Like, how dareth they letteth me go? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, like, I did enjoy what I was doing, but I was an on-camera instructor. And I think where I thrive is in person. So, I think I was molding myself a little bit to what they needed, you know? So, I don't think I was being my full authentic self, which means like I wasn't fully happy. Yeah, you know?
Yeah, you're starting to feel a little like a Google bot or something like that.
No, not a Google bot. Not a Google bot because like I said, I liked what I was doing. I think I just would have preferred it if it was in person.
I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so that's that.
Okay.
So she's unemployed.
Okay.
For the most part, I still have a couple of personal training clients, but
not to be toxic positivity, but it is a good it is a good time to be unemployed since you are in grad school.
It's true.
You're not like desperately scrambling for something to fill.
You're right.
You know,
to fill my time.
Yeah.
Or to fill. Yeah. No, that's true.
Meanwhile. We'll get to me in a second. we'll get to me in a second. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do we just want to get to you?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, because I'm go. We're still on you. We got plenty of time.
Well, there's nothing else to say. It's a fine time, I guess, to be let go.
Yeah, but
I'm such a strong believer that everything happens for a reason, and
for sure.
And everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
for sure,
I'm in this transition right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be starting my practicum hours next quarter.
Oh, shoot.
So
that's like soon.
Very soon, yeah. So, I was butthurt at first. I feel like I was just like. It was mostly my ego, I think.
Your practicum hours are on site, right?
Correct.
Mm.
Yeah. So, like,
Nice.
would I have even had the time?
Right.
To
continue to...
Yeah. Like, it was definitely something that was weighing on me, too.
Yeah.
So, they just made the decision for me,
I mean, look, every time I've gotten laid off, I've just kind of I have never really been upset about being laid off before. And it's mainly because I've worked a lot of jobs that I did not like because I used to be an actor. So I don't even like
more
saying,
on that later.
I don't even like, more on that later. You'll figure it out later on. But is there anything else that's kind of like upfront?
I mean, that's the newest
That's
of
the newest
news. You know what I mean? So
okay.
that has been on my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
and then I'm just not going through the motions of school, but because I'm loving it.
Right.
But I'm staying focused.
Okay. Okay.
Staying focused.
Cool. Good.
All right, your turn.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah. I'm good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing pretty good.
Yay.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm very excited about this. Mm-hmm. I think this has brought me a lot of joy and a lot of it's given me something to focus on other than the fact that I'm fully unemployed. The only reason I'm unemployed is because I graduated like a month ago. That's the only reason. And now I'm trying to get a job that pays me what I'm worth. Yeah. So I'm being picky right now. So but yeah, I think the biggest challenge has always been being able to sit still for the first, like, at least sitting still has always been a difficult thing for me, like not working on stuff, like not like feeling like I don't have to constantly be working on or towards something has always been a challenge for me. I'm like a big tinkerer. Like I get it from my dad. Like my dad is always working on something. He growing up, when I would like be stressed about something or like be upset, my dad would literally say verbatim the best thing, or I say verbatim and I can't even.
Now you're like,
I can't even. No. He would say something like, like just keep working, like work on something, like just stay busy. Which is more or less like not great in every situation, but there is a little bit of truth to that.
Right.
And so, after working diligently, rigorously for 3 years, like in my master's program, and then stopping is like kind of, it's difficult, and it like, it a lot of anxiety kind of comes up because you're like, I need something to work on, but I don't know what to work on. And so that was kind of like the first couple weeks. And then, so I've been trying to kind of been trying to teach myself how to like just chill out, watch a show, not think about anything, like, you know, work out, like maybe like focus on my meals. Like I literally have to write. I started doing this thing where I write Post-it notes of like one Post-it note says things I should not focus on. Like don't focus on, you know, like what's going on LinkedIn, like all the job opportunities I'm not getting and everybody else is getting, like all the like money, like not to focus on those things because that's how I start to like spiral. And then there's another Post-it note of like all the things that I do need to like I should focus on, and it's just like my health, my fitness, like my puppy, like, and any like if I come up with like a project idea or anything to just work on, I like write that down. But that's been kind of keeping me level-headed. And
you could also just like start to brainstorm maybe like wedding stuff, you know.
So but
maybe.
Yeah, no, you know what? The only reason, yeah, you're right. But the only reason I haven't done that is because then that requires me to focus on money.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
So but to take a page out of your book, I've definitely that structure of like what to not focus on and what to focus on has made it easier for me to kind of adopt that mindset of like, look, when things are going to happen eventually, like they're going to happen the way they're supposed to happen and like when they're supposed to happen. In the meantime, like just focus on the things, like, you know, on these little things. Yeah, so that being said, like I've been good because since I'm not focused so much on the things that are outside of my control, because that's really what it is. It's like the things that I do not want to focus on are just things that aren't in my control. So yeah, since I've started focusing on the things that are in my control, like when opportunities do come in out of nowhere, like I get that much more like fulfillment and excitement from them because they're not like, you know, I didn't stress them into existence. You know, I didn't like anxiety them into existence. They're just kind of like, oh, this is nice. Like I didn't know that this was going to happen. And I think that's like a, you know, it feels good that way. So this is new for me. This is like a new way of living. But it's, yeah, I feel good about it. And did I say I'm excited about this? 'Cause I am.
Well, when you say this, what do you mean? Do you mean the podcast?
Podcast.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Not you and I's relationship. Perfect. Not us getting married.
I just needed that clarification.
Nothing to do with you.
Cool.
Is something that I'm okay. Anyway, yes, of course you too. But so yeah, I'm feeling good.
Okay.
We both feeling good.
We're feeling good.
We're feeling good. Okay, I mumbled.
Okay.
Okay, so we're ready for our first segment. I guess it's like our first and a half segment because like we checked in. That was our real first segment. But whatever, for the sake of the first episode, we're ready for our first segment. It's called How Do We Feel About That?
Okay.
So in How Do We Feel About That, we basically go through whatever news is popping around, what the kids are talking about, what the youngsters are jibber-jabbing about, and we talk about how we feel about it. Okay. So I went through my favorite, most reputable news source.
Oh God.
The Shade Room. and I had to go see what they were talking about. It was either this or TMZ. Okay. The Shade Room is black TMZ.
Yep.
And so since we are, spoiler alert, black, we're going with the Shade Room. Okay, so you didn't hear about this, but so Jay-Z and Beyonce, you've heard of them, right?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. They dropped a lot of money. I'm going to let you guess on how much money they spent on the priciest home ever sold in California.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Where is this?
In California.
Like Malibu?
See,
Calabasas?
It doesn't say.
Beverly Hills?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
Oh, it does say. It's in Malibu.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course it's in Malibu. Okay. And you're asking me to guess the price of it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
You're going to say something.
I'm going to say something wild.
I know you are. You're gonna go ahead. I want to know what you're going to say.
All right. I'm going to go with 500 million.
That is a wild number. That is a wild number for a fucking house, bro. $500 million house?
I'm wrong.
You don't get to guess again. You are done. 200 million.
Okay.
Don't say okay.
I was only $300 million off.
Only $300 million. So they bought a 30,000 square foot Malibu mansion located within a high rolling area situated on 8 acres of land overlooking PC or the Pacific Ocean. Wow. So I'm assuming it's like off of PCH or something like that.
No, it's probably further up.
Oh, like hidden.
Yeah. Definitely hidden.
So apparently the sellers were looking for $295 million. And Jay-Z and Beyonce just said, we'll throw in an extra 5 M's just to flex. I don't think it was just to flex. I think it's like a real estate thing, like just to secure the deal. Right. But yeah. Let's see. It talks about how she's on like Renaissance tour.
Wait. Is the house 200 million or 300 million?
It's 200 million. $200 million house on 30,000.
Right, and then you just said that the owners wanted 295.
Oh shit! Yes. Wait, I read the. I thought I was prepared. I read this beforehand just to make sure.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh, see, my bit doesn't even make sense anymore. My little joke doesn't even make sense. Okay, yes. So they actually, wow. So they saved $95 million.
Okay.
Damn. 200 million. How do we feel about this?
200 million.
30,000 square feet.
30,000?
Oh, the whole thing is made out of concrete.
Wow.
Which I'm into.
Yeah, you do like that.
But that's where the 200 million comes into play. Because that shit's expensive.
Okay.
You can't just have what? You know how expensive concrete is?
I don't.
Obviously, everybody should know how expensive concrete is. I can say how I feel about it.
Okay.
I think it's unnecessary. I think it's overkill. I also... Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I mean, to me, if you are such a high-rolling individual...
Uh-huh. I'm listening. Go ahead. I already know where we're going with this.
No, I'm just like, if you got it like that, I mean, why not?
How would Ramit feel about this?
Ramit.
How would Ramit...
Shout out to Ramit.
How would Ramit
our money
feel
guy.
about this, bro? Exactly.
I'll tell you how Ramit would feel. He would say...
What would he have
say,
told the girl in the condo?
He would say, how do you define your rich life?
No, bro.
Yes, he would.
Okay.
And if they're choosing to spend $200 million, which is a drop in their bucket.
What do you mean a drop in their... We don't know that. Do you know their...
I know Jay-Z's a billionaire.
Net worth billionaire. Billionaire.
Right.
Net worth billionaire.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I just...
Well...
And not even a multi-billionaire.
$1 billion. He's $1 billion.
No, I think.
He has what, 800 million.
Exactly. No, I think he maybe has like 2 billion. Whatever. Like, bro, you don't need like. I didn't even look at how many bedrooms there are. What do you need all that space for?
Boo, we don't know. What if they
Illuminati?
Listen.
What does that even mean anymore? Remember when that was like a thing back in middle school? And then people like, when YouTube was first like hot, people would just only looked up Illuminati videos. Maybe it was just me and my friends.
I'm like,
Yeah. Anyway.
Listen, you don't know what they're going to do with that house. Maybe it's an investment property.
Yeah, look.
Like,
that would
who
be...
Who knows?
That's a good point. I'm glad you said that, because if Jay-Z and Beyonce buys that house and then they want to sell it, they could sell it for not only way more because the market continues to go up, but because it was listed at $295. So they bought it. It only paid $200 million for it. And then also anybody that buys a house and Jay-Z and Beyonce used to live in it, that's like another booster for
Very true.
Man, but 200 million, like,
no, that's an unfathomable amount of money.
I changed my mind about how I feel about it. I changed my mind about how I feel about it.
Just that fast.
No, it's because you said
that fast,
it's because you said something. You were like, "Oh, it's an investment property," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I could see that."
I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
It probably is. It probably is, because there is no. Those two are so smart, and or this is what I was also gonna say. Beyonce is getting ready to go back on tour, so they might be able to afford it. You think how much you think she's getting paid for the tour? How much do you think she's making for the tour? Maybe 200 million.
Gosh.
Nah.
Is it worldwide?
Yeah, it's a world tour.
Jeez.
I
know tickets are insane. I have a couple of friends.
She'll probably make like 10 million. She'll probably make like 10-20 million off of that.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Because I think she probably gets paid like maybe $1 million a show. Maybe more. Maybe. I'm curious.
Yeah. We're just throwing out numbers.
I would look it up right now.
No idea.
I would look it up right now, but we're in the middle of a show.
Oh, okay.
So, and we don't have any other producers. Our dog is sitting in there, so he can't really do it. So, if you guys know how much Beyonce gets paid a show, leave it in the comments. Yeah, if they got it for an investment, then I feel fine about it. If they got it just to flex,
I don't think they do anything just to flex.
What?
I don't think Beyonce does anything just to flex.
Jay-Z does everything just to flex. Have you listened to his music? Probably not. He only flexes. That's literally bro, this is for a different podcast. Like, somebody said that Jay-Z is the most mediocre, like, rapping wise. Like, Jay-Z don't really be saying nothing profound. He's not really that clever. These are not my words. These are not my words. This is this person's words. And I would love to talk to that person about it, because I think Jay-Z says a lot of like flexy things that get me excited and like motivate me. But I also am curious to know, like, I'm curious to hear more about like his rapping ability and the hot takes about that. So anyway, but
you're talking to the wrong person about that.
But yeah, I know. This is not a rap podcast, and I'm not that big into hip hop anyway. But yeah,
Everett's more of an R&B guy.
That's a whole different podcast, baby. That's a whole different bag. Yeah. So how you feel about it? You're just like, you don't care.
I actually don't. But
well, that's what the kids are talking about.
If I had to say something, then I would say, if you have it, like I said.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I don't feel. Oh, you said if it's your rich life.
Yeah, if it's a part of your rich life.
Whose idea?
If housing.
Let me ask you this.
Means a lot to you.
Whose idea do you think it was to buy that house? Beyonce?
Probably Jay-Z.
You think so? Then it has to be an investment property.
Where do they currently live? Do you know?
They. I don't think they have one house.
Well,
but I think they live in LA.
Well, I know, but like what part of LA?
We're not supposed to know. That's how they do.
It's hush hush.
No, they're not supposed. Or we're not supposed to know. Okay. So the next segment, our second segment, or third, second and a half, whatever, is why you guys are all here. It is. What did I call it? I'm on it. Free game.
Free game.
Woo. Okay, so free game. we go through your relationship situations. Mm-hmm. We try to figure out what's going on.
Right. And romantic, friendship, family.
All of it.
All relationships.
Any relationships. And we give you free game. Giving you your money's worth. So yeah. How do you send your relationship stuff? TBD. We do not have an email address set up yet.
We will, though.
But we will. Stay tuned. Subscribe. All of that shit. You'll figure it out if you really got some relationship stuff. In the meantime, Reddit, baby.
Here we go.
Reddit, baby. So, all right. So we're going to give this person some free game, boo. You ready? Okay. So the title is Girlfriend Stays in Touch with Ex's Parent.
Ooh, okay.
Or parents.
Yeah.
Right?
Girlfriend
We've heard
stays
of this
in touch with ex's parents. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny. It was just removed.
Oh.
Off of Reddit.
No.
That's wild. Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, no, give me a second. Thank goodness for video editing. Okay, so I like this one. Okay. The title is Boyfriend Wants to Hold My Hand All the Time.
Okay.
All right. So, boyfriend is 28 years old.
Okay.
And the girlfriend is 27 years old.
Okay.
So, the title basically says it all. He wants to hold hands all the time. This is the girlfriend writing this. He wants to hold hands all time. If I'm typing on my laptop, he'll try to hold hands. I'll do it for a minute, but then when I need to go back to what I'm doing, he gets butthurt and whines. So I'll do it for another minute and then take it back and rinse and repeat. I love holding his hand, and I'm happy to do it when we're chilling or walking or whatever, but sweet God, he wants to hold hands all the time, and it makes it very difficult to get things done when I need my hands. If I try to say something about it, he gets butthurt then too. I'm not going to break up with him. I love him so much, and I'm very happy with him. But dear God, how do I make him stop doing this? He's like a cat. He wants to come up in my shit when I'm working on my laptop or doing something.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Okay, therapist, would you like to, or pre-therapist, pre-med, pre-thist? Sorry, I don't mean to throw that in your face.
I am a counseling student.
That's right. Okay, what are your thoughts? I have my thoughts, but I want to hear yours first.
Okay. My first thought is, because this is my theoretical orientation, is I am very interested in attachment styles and psychodynamic theory. Mm-hmm. So I think about...
Let's not lose our audience here with big words.
Correct.
We're talking... We're talking...
Yeah.
YouTube demographic?
Yes.
15, 16-year-olds.
Totally. Okay. I think about attachment style. I think everyone at this point knows with an attachment. Okay.
No.
Well, I think about...
You mean attachment theory?
Yeah. I think about what...
Do you want me to give a spark notes on attachment theory real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so attachment theory is basically how you approach relationships is widely based on how you your dynamic with your parental figure at from infancy up into 1.5 is when you were in a room and your parent left, did you cry and were you anxious and did you want to be near them all the time? Or when you were left in a room and your parent left, were you just kind of okay with it and kind of preoccupied with yourself and yada yada yada? One is go ahead.
Well,
16-year-olds.
Yes, but what you just explained is the aftermath of how an attachment style is formed. So an attachment style is formed based on how your parent reacts to your need as an infant.
Okay.
So if...
I'm listening.
I feel like your eyes are glossing over.
No, they're not. I'm just like, you look.
Hello?
YouTube is widely based on on viewer retention.
I hear you.
And so we got to.
But this is interesting.
Okay. You just gotta make it edible.
How was that not edible?
Because we're 30 something.
Listen.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. First of all,
attention spans are short.
I understand that, but our audience should not just be 15-year-olds. Like
I was exaggerating.
I'm hoping that the people who listen to this and watch this are also our age and older.
But I mean, shoot, you know my attention span.
Okay. All right. You're so annoying.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just. Oh my God, you're so.
Okay, continue. I just had to do it one more time. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, as a kid, when you cried, did your caretaker immediately tend to your needs? If they did, you are secure. If they did not, you are insecure. There are 3 types of insecure attachment styles. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Got it.
Now, the boyfriend.
All right,
let's go back to our case study here.
The hand holding.
The hand holding. Holding
your hands.
I'm a holding. Okay, so first of all, I feel you. I feel for you, girl. Okay, I think about, like I was saying, I think about the boyfriend's attachment style. He seems to be most likely an insecure attachment, right?
Anxious attachment.
Correct, but I didn't name them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He is what we call an anxious attachment style. And
it manifested in a way of holding hands.
Correct, exactly. Yeah. I would be curious to know how he grew up and how his what his relationship is like with his mom and or dad. Yeah. But even before that, I know that you said that you've brought this up to him and he kind of throws a fit. I would try to dig a little bit deeper. Like I would.
What does that mean? What does that look like?
I would approach it with a little bit more empathy. Like, I don't know how she brought it up to him.
For people that don't even know how to be empathetic, what is like a step-by-step? Like, what should they, like, what actions, what should they do? What should she say to the boyfriend?
I think the first thing is that she should say that there's nothing wrong. Okay. There's nothing wrong to start out with.
That's some free game for your ass right there. That's good free game.
I just want you to know that you're not doing anything wrong.
Bro, see, this is what I'm saying. Y'all see who I'm marrying right now? Look at this. Okay, continue.
You're so sweet, boo. Yeah. Yeah. And just, I guess empathy in this situation to me means that she is not judging him and that she has compassion for him. He might be throwing a fit because of the way that she is presenting the problem to him.
And you're saying that an effective way of her getting that compassion or understanding, having empathy, is understanding where it comes from.
Is understanding where the hand holding is coming from. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think he probably doesn't even know though?
No, because and honestly, he might even feel embarrassed.
I was just. Yep.
He might feel embarrassed that he's even doing it. Yeah. And that it was even brought up. You know, it also could have been something that other girlfriends in the past have brought up to him and have maybe even potentially broken up.
Called him clingy.
God, called him clingy, called him too sensitive, called him too needy, you know, all those things.
I wonder what her attachment style is.
Exactly. Yep. Which is what exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I was going to go, if I may.
Absolutely. That's
where I was going to go is it's always, not always, but I mean, 27, 20, I don't want to categorize by age, but like you see this a lot or you hear this a lot. It's like one person is like, oh, like I want you, and the other person's like, that's like it's what we call like that was very scientific, by the way. That's no, one person is very like wants to be closer, and the other person needs a little bit of space, right? And sometimes that dynamic becomes super intense. In this situation, it seems a little intense,
right?
Or like he's like, hold my hand, right? It seems like he's very like he leans on the spectrum of like anxious attachment styles. He seems like he leans like, I don't want to say leans far on like the edge of it, but like it just comes out in a very blatant way,
right?
Which is like he needs
hand
to
holding.
hold somebody's hand,
literally,
and you know, like her attachment style may very well be like, I just need some space. I need time to do things. But hold on. But it doesn't seem like she's getting annoyed by it,
right?
To the point where like I'm breaking up with him,
totally.
Which makes me think that she actually is like
secure.
More of a secure,
exactly.
More of a secure attachment style. She said it in the thing, like I love him and I'm not gonna break up with him. I just need a little like I need my hands to do things,
and that's valid. That's
totally
very valid.
Totally valid. So
very, very valid.
So what is the free game that I'm giving? Very similar to what you said, which is talk to your boy, let him know that he's not doing anything wrong. You love holding hands with him. You know, you understand that it's comforting for him. Like hit him with like validate all of his feelings initially. No, just not even initially. Continue to validate everything that he's feeling. And then also express how it makes you feel in certain situations,
right? And use the I language.
Use your I statements.
And when
do not accuse him of doing
no
anything.
Accusations thrown around. But also, I think what would make him feel more safe in that conversation is approaching that conversation out of a place of curiosity.
A place of love, man. I mean, the softer you make it, man, like you'll when you say that like he gets butthurt, I'm curious to know how you approach him when it happens.
I'm also curious to know like how he gets butthurt too. Like what?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I picked it because it was short. There's some long posts, but I picked it because it was short. Because one, I know you got to get out of here pretty soon, and two, because I was not trying to read a whole novel because my attention span is not that long. So yeah, that's the free game. Take it or leave it. It's free. Hope you got every penny worth. Do we want to do one more? You got to get out of here. It's okay if you have to leave. We can always.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that being said, that was free game, and that was the podcast. We did it. Woo! How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah. Did you feel like it went smoothly?
No, but that's okay.
What?
I'll get better.
What would make you feel like we?
Oh, just practice for me. Just practice.
Well, what do you feel like you lacked?
Just smoothness in. All right.
Was I smooth?
Yeah, you were very smooth.
Why?
Because you talk a lot.
Whoo! That's facts. That's true. That's why I'm so excited.
Yeah, I know.
I got people to talk to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel like, okay. Well, I think that you did a great job.
Thank you.
And I think that you're a natural.
Thank you.
And I think that when you did your other podcast, that you were natural and that you held it down.
Thank
so
you.
I'm happy to have you as my co-host, and I think the viewers also think that you did amazing as well.
Thanks, bro.
All right, my turn. Go. Tell me all the things that I did perfectly.
You look great.
Thank you. New jeans. Holla at your boy.
I'm just kidding.
H&M.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Boo. Oh.
I don't think they could hear it, but our puppy is getting antsy, so that means it is time to go.
It's definitely time to wrap it up.
Okay, well, you think I did
Boo,
great.
you did an incredible job.
I think I did
you
well, too.
You led. You were a natural born leader,
Thank
and
you.
I've always said that to you.
And this is why this podcast is going to go far. What's it called again? Do you remember the name of it? Wow. Thanks for listening to the Less of a Mess, the only podcast where free relationship advice is worth every penny.
I'll get it.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, all.
Deuces.